Hey, what's up, guys? Frank here with another video, and today I wanted to talk about why I decided to stop using print-on-demand upload automation. Okay, and so I've been in the print-on-demand for a few years now, and maybe my experience could be helpful to you. Okay, and so if right now you're new into the print-on-demand business, or you're considering using one of these tools, or you're considering stopping using these tools, then maybe my experience could be useful to you. Okay, because over the years I've made some mistakes, and so if my mistakes can be useful to you, then that is my goal. Okay, and in this video I'm gonna give a bunch of arguments on why you should stop using these tools, but my goal is not for you to stop using these tools, and it's just to give you some awareness on what these tools can do so that you can make the right decisions for you. Okay, so if you want to use them, use them. Those are great tools and I've used them for years, but there's a few problems and a few consequences to these tools, and so that's what I'm gonna share. And I got a few points here. I got like 9 or 10 points here. And so if it's a topic that is interesting to you and you want to learn more into this, then you might want to sit down and just chill and listen. Okay, and so I hope that you enjoy this video. Let's go right in. All right, so the first point that I wanted to talk about is what I call time efficiency gone wrong. And so what I mean by that is that by using upload automation tools such as Flying Research, which I've been using, I mean, yes, those tools are really great because you'll save a lot of time by automating a bunch of things, and so that you're able to upload on multiple platforms at once without you doing anything, and you will save a lot of time. But the problem is that when you get into the mindset of saving a lot of time and trying to go really fast, the problem is that you get into the mindset of quantity over quality. And one of the mistake that I've done is that I I went into the scalable designs that are easy to make and that are easy to replicate. And so I'm gonna give you a bunch of example right now. I created these sort of design that are really easy to make and that are really easy to scale. And there's nothing really wrong with these designs, but the thing is that they're not high quality designs per se. Okay, this is just a bunch of text that you just change. In these cases, you just change the year or whatever, and you change the month and year, and you might change hubby for wife or different terms or whatever. But these things are not high quality designs. And the thing is that when you create these sort of design at scale, like, yes, you have a bunch of design and you can upload them really quickly using these tools, but the, the thing is that you're being efficient by uploading a bunch of designs, but those are not high quality design. Okay, and so yes, quantity is important because print on demand platforms are a really competitive environment where there's a lot of designs available. But what I'm trying to say here is don't compromise quality for quantity. Okay, yes, quantity is great, but you should also make sure to have quality. And the second point that I wanted to talk about is related to password security. Because when you use these tools to upload on platforms, you have to put your passwords and your credentials within these tools so that these tools are able to log in into the platforms. And it's okay when you're beginning because you don't have much to lose, but as your account grow, for example, especially with Amazon Merch, which is a really important platform, I grew a little bit insecure giving away like these passwords. And yes, these tools say that the platforms are secure and they're not going to use these passwords and it's completely safe. But in actuality, you never really know what is happening with your passwords. And you see, like, I've heard stories of major banks having security issues and having their bank's customers like act or whatever. And so, like, you never know what they're going to do with your password, and a hacker could hack into their system and have access to the passwords or whatever. And so my point is that I'm a little bit insecure and uncomfortable sharing my password like this, knowing that most of my revenue comes from these platforms. Okay. And then the third point that I wanted to talk about is that these tools are usually expensive. Okay. And in my case, I've been using Flying Research, which is basically the most expensive tool out there. But I also know that there are also cheaper tools out there, because when I started a few years ago with Flying Research, the biggest bundle was about $40. And then a few years after, it grew up to the professional bundle, which was $80 per month, which I was fine with. But now, a few weeks ago, they released this new bundle, which is $130 per month. And yes, these tools are pretty expensive. And yes, there are also competitors out there. And right now. I'm quite open to new competitor. And that's also one of the reasons why I think lifetime subscription, just like I bought with Podly, is a very attractive offer. I mean, yes, it doesn't have the upload option, but I get to have the tools that I actually need. Okay. And I also understand that Flying Research evolved with time, and it kind of became the biggest in the game. And because they're the biggest, they can afford to ask for a higher price, which is completely normal. They evolved that way. But I don't know. I just feel a bit concerned and uncomfortable paying this price, and so that's what it is. And then the next point that I wanted to talk about is that by using upload automation, it basically lead to bad products. Okay, because when you upload using automation, you're not looking at what the automation does, and the automation is just uploading and uploading and uploading. And sometimes these websites use a certain template, and just use the same template over and over again. And since your designs are always different and they have different sizes, and so for example, if I come back to these two designs here, they have different dimensions. As you can see, this one is more on the left and it goes to the bottom, while this one is more centered and it is more higher in the Canva. Okay, and so because of that, it's not optimized on the products and basically leads to bad products. Okay, and I just found an example on Redbubble, and I don't know this creator. And so there's this product here. Hello, my friend is Frank. And so basically, just by looking at this, I can tell that this is a scalable design. And you see, when it's on a t-shirt, it's not that bad. But if you scroll down a little bit and you go into the more different products, you can see that like the design is completely messed up. Okay, and that's exactly what I mean. Like when you use automation, like right now I'm giving this example on Redbubble, but it basically leads to bad products. But when you do everything manually and you upload everything manually, then you have the accuracy to check that every product is well placed on your design and you make it the way you want so that you get good products. And then this point about the bad products lead me to the next point, which is most of these platforms tolerate upload automation tools, but they don't necessarily want you to use them. Okay, because when you use upload automation, you end up uploading a bunch of product like these, and these platforms, they don't want you to flood the marketplace with bad products, with unoptimized products like these. I mean, Redbubble and TeePublic and Amazon Merch, they want you to have good products so that their platform is clean and respectable. Okay, and so I found this Reddit post about a guy that asked a bunch of print-on-demand platforms a few years ago. I'm not sure if this is still relevant today, but he basically a bunch of print-on-demand platforms if these upload tools were accepted, and most of them they don't want you to use them. Okay, so for example, in Zazzle, they basically tell you that this is not allowed, and I can tell that Zazzle they don't allow that. They enforce the fact that you should not use them, and most of these other platforms will say that it's against their terms of service and they don't allow it, which I find it a little bit weird because when you check on the user terms of these platforms, most of them don't really say that you should not use these upload automation tools. Most of these platforms say that everything that you upload on the platform and everything that you upload on your store is your complete responsibility. Okay, and so for example, on Zazzle, everything that you upload on Zazzle is your entire responsibility, and then everything that you upload on Redbubble is your entire responsibility. But they reserve the right to terminate or suspend your account at any moment. Okay, and so most of these platforms, that's what they say in their terms of service. But you see, if you simply upload simple and unoptimized design that are basically just like these, then yes, you are responsible for these designs and you are responsible for these products. But you have to think that these platforms, they might not want to keep you as a seller. Okay, and so yes, they might tolerate it, but ultimately most of them don't really want you to use them. And then my sixth point is that these tools have bugs and sometimes they make mistakes, okay? And so these automation tools are not perfect and sometimes they mess up, sometimes they get stuck, sometimes they cannot upload certain things, and then sometimes they create duplicate, okay? So when I was using these tools, I thought that I could just leave it there and then I could just leave and do other things. But then when I came back, I just realized that the tool didn't do anything because the tool was stuck on a certain product, or it was stuck in the login, or maybe it was stuck somewhere. And in other times, I realized that it was simply not able to create some products, and some in other times, it was creating products multiple times. Also, another problem that happened to me while using Flying Research upload automation with Printful is that I basically upload a bunch of product on Printful so that I can upload these products on Amazon. But the problem was that I upload so many products on Printful that it led to synchronization issue, and I had to fulfill my orders manually because the synchronization between Amazon and Printful was not working properly. And then my seventh point that I wanted to talk about is that trademarks and copyright issues are basically amplified. And so, if you upload a bunch of design, especially if these are scalable design like these, like I showed you earlier, if you upload a bunch of designs and they have trademarks and copyright issues, and if you don't check them, then you're getting messed up. Okay, you're hurting your account very much. Because if you upload a bunch of designs that all have copyrights and trademark issues, then all of these designs are going to get rejected and removed, and this is going to hurt very much your account. Okay, and this is basically why I lost my Redbubble account, my TeePublic account, my KDP account, my Society6 account, and I was able to get back some of these accounts, but like, it would be better to avoid these mistakes in the first place. And then my next point is that you have to learn how to use these tools, and you also have to keep up with the updates. And so when I started my print on demand business, I was fine learning about Flying Research because it helped me a lot and I was able to grow my business. But in the last months or so, flying research have been more and more difficult to learn because the business now is so big and so complex with so many modules and things that it's becoming more and more complex to learn. And I kind of reached a point where it's becoming too complex, and I don't feel like I want to learn it anymore. And so I prefer focusing my energy and learning on other things. And then my ninth point is that most marketplaces that I use and that I prefer usually have some sort of tools within their upload interface that can help me to upload my design. And so, for example, Amazon Merch has some sort of tool that you can use for example, a productor where you can set up templates that basically does all the heavy job for you. Okay, by setting templates, you're able to set all the colors, you're able to set all the pricing properly, and then you're able to check the trademarks manually. And then on TeePublic, you can simply upload your products and you basically fill all the information here, and it's very easy and very quick to do. And within second, you can upload a design. And on Redbubble, you can copy the setting of a design, and then you can simply fill out this information, and then you can just change the design a little bit to make it properly on all the products. And some other marketplaces like Spreadshirt and Displate, I've never had any problems uploading on these platforms because the upload interface is quite easy to use and quite straightforward. And then on the Zazzle platform, the moment you upload your design on one product, it automatically puts the design on the other products as well without you having to do it. And so, for example, I usually only upload it on a t-shirt, and then it basically uploads it on other products on Zazzle. For example, on these shirts and clothing and hoodies. And then my 10th and final point is that I want to feel comfortable sharing my designs and my store and everything that I create. I want to be able to share them with my friends, I want to share them with my family, and I want to share them on the internet with you, like on the internet, on YouTube, and whatever. And to be honest, I don't really feel comfortable sharing these kinds of products on my store. I mean, once in a while, I don't like if you actually make a mistake, I think this is fine, but I don't think this is right to create products and designs like these. And in the end, I used to create design like these, and now that AI is coming, and I can create designs like these now. I mean, I feel way more comfortable sharing awesome designs like these instead of cheap design like these. And so, if I can share stores and designs with awesome designs like these, then I wouldn't feel shy or uncomfortable sharing these things because I'm actually proud of these designs. I think this design is good, and if I can put this design on some good products, then I will not feel uncomfortable. And so those are my thoughts about why I decided to stop using upload automation tools for my print on demand business, because in the end, like on the long term, I think using these automation, like they actually hurt your business more than anything else. I mean, I lost my a bunch of print on demand accounts because I was not paying attention to trademarks and copyrights, and the design that I was creating were cheap, easy, and low quality design that anybody could do. And so in the end, With AI that is coming now, I can make high quality designs, and then I can upload my designs manually so that I can make sure that all my designs and all my listings and all my trademarks are properly configured, and so that I can feel more comfortable sharing these with people and just creating more high quality work. All of these things while also being more secure so that I won't lose my accounts, I won't lose my passwords or whatever. And so I hope that this video was helpful, and let me know if you have any question, okay? Peace.